Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 12 of the Leetcode Daily Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's problem. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling well today. I just kind of I don't know, feel a little bit off today. I mean, it's not super common, but apparently common enough. So we'll see how it goes. My apologies if this is not, as I normally would prefer it, but we're gonna have good days, we're gonna have bad days. This is all live, but we are gonna have it every day, right? And that's the part that for now matters. So let's go. Let's get started. Yeah, we have 1900 earliest and latest rounds where players complete. There's a tournament and players, and we have a hard problem, which is I was hoping for an easy one, but okay. They're standing in a row and column 1 to n based on the initial position. Okay. Tournament consists of multiple rounds. Each round, I player in the front row competes against the I player in the end row. From the end of the row? Okay, so basically oh yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna draw it next time, but I guess they drew it for us. One plays 4 goes in. Are lined back up in order based on the original ordering assigned to them in the ascending order. The player is numbered first and second player the best, and they can win. Item them might win, and you thus may choose the outcome of this round. If any two other players complete, item them may win. Given the integer and first player, second player, I guess. Oh, n is 28. I want to say, in general, I believe this is a max flow problem, or maybe I would have to double check it because it's been a while, but yeah, but I think this is a max flow problem, but that's a lot of work and too much. I mean, but that's it, because n is 28, we can probably do a little bit smarter than that, because how many games are there in total? Well, if there are 28 players, then there's going to be 27 games, right? Because every game eliminates a player, right? In a tournament, every game eliminates a player, so there are 27 unique games. So it could be 2 to the 27, kind of, right? Because I want to say 2 to the 27 because 2 to the 27 would be distinct outcomes, right? But for this problem, we have this first player, second player thing, right? And as a result, they're not 27 games, right? How many games are there? Well, we could just kind of count it out. So in the first round, there are 28 players. That means that there are 14 games, but only 12 of them are free. Free as in that you can, there's a choice in going either player 1 versus player, or, the results are still up in the air, right? Because of this rule of every first player, or how does it go again? First player always wins against everybody. Oh, wow. I actually misread this initially. That's why I had to pause. I thought first always beats second. But in any case, we just have to simulate until they play against each other anyway. So, yeah, right? But in any case, at most, well, I guess technically at most would be 13 if they play each other in the first round. But then in that case, the problem is over, right? In any case, so yeah, so 12, and then let's say they don't play each other, so then now there are 14 teams left. There's 7 games. And of course, again, if they don't play against each other, then 5 of them are free, right? And then now there's 7 games, and I'm thinking about it in the worst case scenario, right? So there are 3 games, one person automatically goes through. So then the worst case is that of those 3 games, 2 of them are free, right? And then now we have 4 players left, I want to say. So that's 2 games, and if they don't play against each other, then 0 of them are free. So that means that in total, how many possible games? Oh, I don't know how they typed that weird. How many free games are there? Well, there's 17 to 19, right? 19 free games, and of course, if we just do a 2 to the 19 of them, which is every possibility, then what happens? Then then it is just like a little bit under a million, right? Half a mil is what I mean, right? Because 2 to the 10 or 2 to the 20 is 1 million, a little bit more than 1 million, but yeah. So that's 2 to the 19 is just half a million. So okay, so that's basically the idea. And once you know that, the reason why I kind of focus on this is because then now it is literally brute forceable, right? We can brute force every possibility, and that's all there is to this problem. I think if let's step back a second. I mean, I think this problem now is mostly solved. If you didn't have this idea and now you do, try to implement it, obviously. But the reason that I kind of came up with this is that even though this is 28, it jumped to me that it's a little bit awkward. So yeah. And now that I understand what they're asking for a little bit better, is it still a max flow problem? I want to say my intuition is that there's probably like a max flow modeling or whatever you call it. Sorry, today, like I said, I'm really off today. Everything is kind of sore and my eyes are kind of tired. I don't know. My apologies. But yeah, so I want to say there's a max flow solution, but definitely don't hold me to it if you're trying it out. Let me know in the comments if you do try it out though. But okay, so now all we have to do is simulate, right? So I mean, as long as you kind of do it in any reasonable way, I think it should be fine, right? So there are n players, so you might write something like current is equal to x for x in range of n, right? And then yeah, and then we just kind of go calculate what you might call it. Naming things is hard because I already wrote this current, but let's just call this players, and then we could call this current, right? Fine. And then now, okay, and then that's it, right? I mean, by definition, it has at least 2 elements because the input is at least 2, but also because if they meet each other, then the game ends, right? So we just have to brute force. How do we want to write this, right? So basically, games, right? So we want to say how do I want to write this? I mean, that's my goal. I mean, we could write something like Q is equal to Q's, and the reason is just so that we could put stuff in the front and the end so that we don't have to sort every time. Because there is a step in which you, where does it go? Lined up based on the original sorting, so that's, you know, so then we don't want to do that, then yeah. Then basically now, yeah, and what I want to do is do I want to do it a round at a time or a game at a time? Maybe I'll do it a game at a time, right? So then a game at a time is if length of current is equal to 0, then we just calculate Q and then collection. So something like this, right? So this is the base case of, then now we go to the next round, right? This is my base case of, okay, well, if the current players are all done, then we'll go to the next round. If this is equal to 1, also I messed up. Do I want a Q? Yeah, I mean, in theory, yes, but it is definitely very awkward the way that we're doing it. Alright, let's just keep this in a sorry friends, my brain is not working today. Let's just make it a regular list for now, and then we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a q.sort. Actually, we even just do it this way, create a new list. it does create more overhead, but we'll see if this is too slow. Yeah, and then now also next round, but we want yeah, q dot pen, and then just do this. I'm not. This is an annoying to implement, to be honest. But yeah, and then now, assuming current is sorted, then we just take the first and the last, right? Maybe there's a better way to do this as well, but for now it's fine. And keep in mind that this sort you can use. There's only 14 elements, so maybe that's fine. And you could use a bucket sort if you want to quote unquote call it linear or something like that, or like one of the linear sorts because there's only 28 items, right? But okay, assuming current is sorted, and we just take the first and the last, right? So that means that we have two cases, right? So we have q dot append the first player one, and then the other one is, well, the last player one, right? In either case though, let me write first, because we still want to. Yeah, and this is just like setup backtracking basically. And then now we calculate current Q, right? That should be okay, I think. No, because we forgot to pop. Oh, what am I doing with my backpacking, man? Backpacking? But here we should remove the. There's probably a better way to do this. I feel like I'm being dumb. And of course, if I want to write this, then I have to write it on the queue, right? Is this doing it this way better? I don't like the way that I'm doing it. Even though, let's do it round by round. I think maybe that's a little bit cleaner, right? So this is only calculate for the current round, right? The reason why I didn't want to do it this way is because there is a little bit more. It requires a little bit more explanation, and I was just being lazy about explanation. And the reason is because the easy way to do this is just by doing bit mask, in theory. But this one is kind of annoying. Okay. So then let's just write it out the dumbest way that I can, or the naivest way. We don't have to try to be too clever here. We're gonna optimize earlier or later. I gotta stop prematurely optimizing. But as you can see, I'm just like, my head is not in the game and I'm tired. But that's okay, right? But yeah, the reason why I wanted to write it that way is because something like that, right? So these are the games. And the reason I want to write it this way is that we want, actually I guess this is fine. I think we just have to check that the round doesn't end now, right? We need a round number, and then we want to check whether it ends now. then if this is the case, we just return. But we also want to set the current round. There are two things, right? There's the earliest and the latest, right? So then maybe we have earliest is going to be infinity, latest is going to be negative infinity, so then we can kind of do the comparison easily, right? And then we have non-local earliest, non-local latest, and then it's just earliest is equal to min, earliest round, right? Round is a function, so I guess we'll see. It should be okay, but it's still very awkward. Right. Okay. Otherwise, we play this round, and the reason why, okay, because now that we know this, then now we can do the bit match. The reason why I kind of wrote this game thing is because then I was like, we don't know if all the games are going to be played, or we don't know how many games there are going to be exactly. But now we do, because we already know that the round doesn't end. So then now we can, then now the number of games is just equal to, I set this, it's just equal to m over 2, right? So g is equal to m over 2, exactly, right? We just have to be careful, but yeah. So then now, and of course I'm going to do this in bit mask notation. Sorry friends, I'm not gonna lie, I know that I'm just a little bit disappointing. I'm not going to explain bit mask today because I am just like already, I don't know. This is one of the things about doing it live is that some days you're just a mess. Okay, so basically now, if this is the case, or maybe B for bit mask, and then now we have the new current is equal to something. We can say for I in range of G, if this bit is 1, then this is the n with the larger number 1, else the smaller number 1, right? So then now the larger number 1, then it is going to be current sub m minus I minus 1 1. Otherwise smaller one. Oops. And then if m mod 2 is equal to 1, if it's odd, then we also just append the middle digit, right? I mean, yes, but I'm just trying to think whether it is m minus or m over 2 or m. If it's odd, so if it's 7, you want to go to 3, so I guess that's right? And then we just calculate and current round plus 1, but you have to sort, which is a little bit awkward, but maybe it's fine. And that's basically it. It's a little bit awkward, I don't know. Yeah. Players round is say 0, and then we return earliest, latest, something like that. Maybe it's off by 1 because of round 1 and round 0, so maybe I have to do this to change this to 1. But yeah, I mean, okay, my base case is not quite right, it seems like. I messed up. Actually, I am dumb. I forgot the reason why I didn't write it like this is because we don't have a choice where first and second player don't play, so we have to minus 2, right? So because we have to assume that, but that makes this math a little bit right to right. I forgot about it. Like I said, I'm a little bit messy today. So this is the number of games. Maybe I just need to do a loop. Let's just do a loop. If The reason why this is, I guess you could have done math on it. I think, okay, fine, you could do math on it. It's just very awkward, that's all. Basically, this is, okay. Right, so if it's even, then it is this, if m mod 2 is equal to even, then it is this minus 2, right? Because they're in two different games. Else, if it's odd, then it could be either in two different games or in one different game, right? Which is that if current of m over 2 is, if it's one of the players, if it's one of those, then that means that the middle player gets a bye or gets a free round, and therefore you only remove one game. Otherwise, this is remove two games. And then now we do it this way. But even that is a little bit annoying because then now the indexing is not this anymore, right? This is so annoying. It's so annoying when you just want to, like, you know, do other stuff. But sorry friends, I have to recollect my breath a little bit. My eyes are just killing me. I need to go. Okay. These are the number of games we can control, right? These are the number of these are the games that we have control over. We can write it another way. We can just write, okay, so for j in range of m over 2, right, if, so we said, yeah, okay, fine. I mean, technically we can use the b, but I don't like to, so let's just say c for current, and then if current of I is in This is really annoying. Like, it's not even that hard once you like the original algorithm idea of like just doing brute force is not that hard, but it's just so annoying to write, as you can see. Okay, so if this is good, then we just kind of well, I guess, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was going to write it with an or, but I guess it has to do this anyway. Alright, and then now, otherwise, we take a bit, right? So if not first or second player, take a bit from C. So then we just go if C, if it's odd, that means that we want to take the, it doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent, really. Of course, then now we shift one after we take a bit. Alright, let's see now. Alright, negative shift. Why do you have negative number of games? Probably just a typo somewhere, but man, I am not mentally for this one. Okay, so we've, guess we probably append something incorrectly. I am, because this is I, but this should be J. We convert it to J, but then we use I. Funny thing is, I used the reason why I changed it to J is so that I don't have any random issues with I, but yeah, clearly that didn't happen. Alright, so anyway, 0, 1, so 0 place 4. Oh, because these are one indexed, so that's okay. And then variant is no longer true, so yeah. And then now, yeah, after a lot of writing things out, and debugging. Yeah, this is a long, messy code. My apologies, friends. Let's give a quick submit. Hopefully, it's fast enough. If it's a little bit too slow, then we'll have to figure out what we want to do. It is fast enough. It is still like, I mean, I know that this is a little bit on the slower side, but frankly, I just want to get it over with. And some of that is just because of, we added a sorting somewhere. Where is my sort? You can do this without sorting if you can just do it inside out, for example, and then you just add to the beginning and the end. I think that's still like kind of confusing though. But in any case, it probably is, other than the max flow, or the other solution is kind of like that. Wow, people did it really fast. How did people? Huh. Maybe there's a better algorithm. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't, but wow. And the past time I tried to do it, seems like I had 5 submission wrong answers. What did I do last time though? But yeah, as I said, definitely very easy to make mistakes on this one. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, basically, I did the same thing that I did today, though. It's just, I don't know. But it is still just brute force, so I don't know that there's, it is what it is. Anyway, what is the complexity, right? I think if you do it right, it is n times 2 to the n. I don't think I did it right because of the sorting, so maybe it's like n log n times 2 to the n, but I don't know. Maybe that's fine. I'm tired. I am going to call it a night, though. Wow, I did enjoy it. It was fun. Oh yeah, but you can see that I avoid sorting by doing all this crazy, like, inside out, something craziness. So if you really want to do that way, maybe you could check out that video. I probably have it up somewhere. But I gotta run. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay good, stay healthy to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.